Sellout well before kick-off. Only a few obstructed views left inside Goodison Park for this Northwest derby. So Manchester United kick off, and I must say there's an air of pessimism amongst the Evertonians here tonight. Tradition at least favours them. The Blues have won the 2 League Cup ties these clubs have played. And Howard Kendall's team setting out their stall to attack early on. It looks as though they're playing with 5 midfielders and a sole attacker in Tony Cottee. Howard Kendall saying that the importance of this game speaks for itself, possibly the most important in his second spell back at Goodison Park. And Chelskis to Parker, Robson. Cantona coming looking for the ball, and that's a bad pass by the Frenchman. Ian Snowden's onto it. And maybe he'll feel he was a little too adventurous to have a shot from that kind of distance. But it's livened the game up a little bit. Eric Cantona's mistake, allowing the first real attack of the game for Everton. Little Southall yet to be tested. Robson wearing the captain's armband tonight, going in with an over-strong challenge. Always going to be Tony Cottee's ball, a vicious challenge, but he'll get a warning by the referee. Watson goes into the attacking role, Cottee in the area. Was that a back pass? Was it a foul? The referee says neither. And Cottee's appeals are waved away. But Dave Watson getting into that striking role. He was the scorer in the last round, of course, of 2 goals, and had to be a well-timed challenge by Pallister. Oh, good play from Hughes, good chip from Hughes, good goal from Hughes. Give him an inch and he'll give you a goal. Minutes gone, and Mark Hughes shows just why he has the reputation that he's got as one of the most lethal strikers from around 18 yards. Dave Watson was at fault for that one, let the ball go to Hughes, and just over the head of Everton Southall, and a brilliant goal from the Welshman. Well, that's livened the atmosphere up a bit. Parker. Barry Horn. Let's see it back on. He's always looking to make the safe pass, the 5-yard pass. He does this to Ward, who's the man that looks to spray it around. Ince. Hughes. Parker and Chelskis. It only takes a moment, a second's lapse in concentration with Giggs and Cantona and Mark Hughes on the field. It can soon be a goal behind. Chelskis. Difficult thing is getting the ball off the English champions. Making the most of the whole of this large Goodison Park pitch. The passes they've made now are well into double figures. They're teasing Everton. had possession now for well over a minute, Manchester United. It just shows how patient they are. Peter Schmeichel's lost a bit of patience, but a 40-yard pass Glenn Hoddle would have been proud of. They're making it look so easy. Just standing in positions, which is quite unbelievable football, and Andrei Kanchelskis loses the concentration. What an amazing array of passing and possession. Everton straight forward. Now Stewart's gone into the attack. Cotty's in the centre. Everton breaks into the area, but enough United players back to stop that attack. And now enough breaking forward to cause a bit of panic. That's why Barry Horne's in midfield to stem those flows. Snowden. Stewart bounces off his man. On again. And Watson. Barry Horne. Always the simple pass from Horne. Snowden. The pass to Jackson, who's gone forward, but again a lack of concentration. He may well scratch his head. Frustrating times for Howard Kendall, and you can see it on his face. He's not a happy man. Cantona, great skills from the Frenchman, cavalier skills. Wide it goes to Parker. Kanchelskis. Gary Ablett epitomising the endeavour in the Evertonian shirt, but they're just lacking any kind of confidence. Only one home win in 6, and that was against Lincoln City. Good play by Jackson. And a bit of a set-to between Graham, Stewart and Pallister. Stewart gets the decision, and then wisely walks away from a rather irate Manchester United giant. This was the challenge. I don't think there's any doubt that Gary Pallister was pulling him. He went in there. A little bit of argy-bargy. Brian Robson, the peacemaker. Pallister takes his position. Back in the middle of the defence. Everton have 9 players in front of the ball. Is that a shot? Is it a cross? But it's very easy for Peter Schmeichel, whatever it was. Good kick from Schmeichel, straight onto attack. Kanchelskis is going to have to go alone. And Ian Snowden could be something like 30 yards to get a foot in there. Parker. Kanchelskis offside. The referee had spotted Kanchelskis, who's up against 2 defenders on that near side of the field. Cotty to Everett, no support, has to go backwards. Now Hinchcliffe. You keep pumping in these crosses, there's nobody there. The amount of wasted possession that Everton have had is very upsetting for the local fans. Horne battles past 2 players, gives it back to Stewart. Shot from Stewart, first save of the evening for Peter Schmeichel. Wraps it forward, and Kanchelskis gives Ablett a chase. will be an Everton throw. Jackson, good dummy. Again, it's the long ball down the wing. Ward to Snowden, to Barry Horn. Cotty fighting. Bruce winning. And Robson looking for some support. Gets it from Paul Parker. Robson. Argyle flick, but Gary Ablett means business. Good ball from Ablett to Stewart. He's done well. He's got round one. It's on his left foot. There's a very strong shot in both feet, Graham Stewart, and he's been the best source of attacks from Everton. That's 3 shots in a very short period of time. An element of luck there. You need that. And Gary Pallister, not for the first time, getting in a very good challenge. He wants to repay some of that £1 million, Graham Stewart. He's in the centre now as the ball comes in. Watson beaten in the air. Mark Hughes brings it forward. And Chelskis is broken. Watson gets back from attack to defence. Almost silence inside Goodison Park. The home fans are holding their breath. Very careful not to be too critical of their team. One goal could all of a sudden make them heroes. Gary Ablett to Everett. Nice touch from Stewart again. Cotty's in there. Parker applies the big boot. Jackson. Mark Hughes paying him the compliment of sliding in for the challenge. A lovely pass up there and really putting Steve Bruce under pressure. 2 wee men breathing down his neck. And Graham Stewart quite rightly points out that it's a corner kick and not a throw-in. No linesman on that side of the field. Hinchcliffe, the left back, takes it. Schmeichel came and saw that very late. Of course, he was caught out recently for Denmark in a World Cup game from a corner when they put a man in front of him. And Chelskis showing those on the front row his array of skills. Paul Ince, who's had a pretty quiet game, but what he's done pretty well. Giggs. And so tightly marked tonight, Ryan Giggs. This man, Gary Ablett, has had an exceptional game. In defence, that is. Ward. Again, across. Schmeichel's lost it in the floodlights. Gets it at the second attempt, and rich applause from the many Manchester United fans behind his goal. Commanding his area, a touch of the Grobbelaars, and Tony Cotty didn't know where the ball was, even if Schmeichel had lost it. Minutes to go to half-time. Paul Parker hasn't been the best Manchester United performance by far. Falls to Giggs. Oh, and Neville Southall comes out and puts Giggs off. That just showed that out of nothing they can create chances. Again, a long ball forward. Again, a lapse of concentration. Dave Watson letting the ball go. Matt Jackson had to come in late on Ryan Giggs. Let's kick. Watson goes forward. Schmeichel comes and claims. And he's going to have to be careful if he as much as lifted a finger to mark Ward, then it could have been a penalty. Ward coming in a little late, and debatable whether he made any challenge, but the foot was up. You don't argue with Peter Schmeichel when he's in a bad mood. Watson's header. Pallister helps it on. Ward again, falls to Cotty. Steve Bruce takes the easy route out, and a better kick from Peter Schmeichel. A few of the fans have disappeared. They think that's half-time. It's in fact only offside against, I think it was Cantona. False alarm. 2.5 minutes into stoppage time. Everybody forward for Everton. In towards Ablett, wins the header, but he was pushing and shoving. And the referee, after 2.5 minutes of stoppage time, blows up a first half which Manchester United have had the edge in. A brilliant goal from Mark Hughes, breaking the deadlock. It's Everton who've had most of the possession, but nothing to show for it. They'll have to do better over the next 45 minutes. Half-time scoreline, Everton 0, Manchester United 1.
I was taught, I had a personal coach when I played for Brøndby, and I mean his main principle was the most important thing for a goalkeeper is to keep the ball away from the goal. It's not to save, not to make fancy saves, not to catch crosses or, you know, run out of your box and kick the ball away. It's to keep the ball away from the goal area, and you do that by giving directions to your defenders.
So it's Everton to kick off the second half with the pre-match warning of Paul Ince ringing in their ears. He said that Everton would have to raise their game 200% even to stand a chance against the English champions. Cocky maybe, but a little ironic on the first half showing was that Mark Hughes' spectacular goal to show on the score sheet. And Everton far from out of it. Alex Ferguson, who spent the first half in the stands, is getting a much closer view at pitch side in the second half. Warnings of complacency, no doubt, ringing in the Manchester United players' ears. Watson goes forward, gets a flick, suspicion of handball. Play waved on. It was ball to hand rather than hand to ball. And Manchester United show just how good they can break out of defence. Kanchelskis flies, good shot from Kanchelskis. Oh, Hughes misses it. Giggs doesn't. And as they say in Wales, that's Ryan Giggs for you. Just a minute of the second half gone. And you have to say that it looks well beyond Everton now. The Welsh connection breaking out, thumbs up from Ryan Giggs. It's from a corner kick they broke. Mark Hughes appeared to miss it, and Ryan Giggs thumped it through the legs of Gary Ablett, and has possibly thumped Manchester United into the next round of the Coca-Cola Cup. You feel sorry for Neville Southall. Did the best that he could there, but his best wasn't good enough. Ryan Giggs gets a late 20th birthday present. Everton now have to go out into all-out attack. Paul to Cotty. Outmanned, outnumbered. Giggs. Only his 4th goal of the season. Where fears he'd lost his touch because he was dropped by Alex Ferguson recently, but showing he's still deadly. With only 4 minutes of the second half gone, Stuart Barlow's been told to strip off. He's going to get into the thick of the action. Everton will have to change their tactics. From 5 in midfield, they should possibly go to 4 in attack. Ince steals the ball. Hughes flicks it to nobody. Watson to Hinchcliffe. Pallister. Concentration personified. Watson to Ablett, to Snowden. He's getting further forward in the second half, but even in their worst nightmares, Everton couldn't have thought they were going to make the start that they did to the second period. They had the kick-off, they went on to attack, they had a corner, and suddenly they were 2-0 behind. Now they're really chasing the game. It's Jackson. Graham Stewart, 10 out of 10 for fighting spirit. Harry Horn. Jackson. Manchester United sitting back and soaking up the pressure. 10 players behind the ball. They're marking their men so well. Harry Horn forced to the corner flag. Jackson puts him across, which ends up causing problems only for the Evertonians behind the goal, who mumble and grumble. Stuart Barlow given encouragement by Colin Harvey, and Mark Ward, one of the 5 midfielders, makes way. And Stuart Barlow, the scorer of the goal at Wimbledon, not too happy about being left out by Howard Kendall tonight. Then come on and prove a personal point. Stewart. Stewart wins it back to Snowden. Cotty. Everton have moved to for an attack. The first touch for Stuart Barlow, a nice touch from Stuart Barlow. Cotty goes in there, penalty, no doubt about it. And Gary Pallister argues with the referee. No doubt that he's going to escape any punishment, regards cards. But it was Stuart Barlow with his first touch of the ball who has created a penalty. Tony Cotty, who's missed some vital penalties for Everton, misses another one for Everton. Well, Cotty said recently that he was never going to take a penalty for Everton again after missing against Coventry. He missed a vital one in the FA Cup last season, and he's missed a crucial one again tonight. Credit though to Schmeichel, who made a brilliant save, and that should be another penalty. No, it isn't. The handball was the other way. Gary Pallister again involved in a controversial incident. Here it is, ball in the air, Watson goes up. Whose hand was it that made contact? Well, I couldn't really tell. And Pallister gets the benefit of the doubt on that occasion. Watson back now in defence. Jackson. There were more incidents in the opening 8 minutes of the second half than there was in the first 45 minutes in total. Snowden. Stewart making things happen. The cross, Schmeichel comes and does extremely well. Most competent of catches. Peter Schmeichel, desperate to hang on to the clean sheet. It would be his 10th of the season if he pulls it off. Snowden to Watson. Snowden gets it back again. Goes forward. The ball from Snowden, and again the pace of Barlow causes problems. Not a bad cross from Barlow. And Stewart, they're lining up in the centre. Schmeichel comes and drops it, he's lost it again, and Barlow, but a brilliant save by Schmeichel. More than made up for his error, but what an effect on Everton Stuart Barlow's had. Schmeichel is working miracles to keep his 10th clean sheet came for it, did actually better than it looked at first, to steal it off Cotty's head, and then what a brave save, a combination of Schmeichel and Bruce. Very clean game, first time that the trainer's been onto the field. And the magic sponge works on Bruce. The Everton crowd getting behind their team as it's played to the far post. A little too much on that for Jackson. The wing caught it, I think. Manchester United have shown once just how they can break out of defence from a corner kick. Brian Kidd, seeing the amusing side of things, even if Alex Ferguson doesn't. And who forward? Maybe this game is far from over as Barlow goes shoulder to shoulder with Pallister. Conte gets it back. Everill's with him. This is Horn to Snowden. Maybe it's worth a shot. It is worth a shot. Oh, and it's a close one. Peter Schmeichel flying across the goal. Had excellent contact with it, possibly a slight deflection as well. The referee doesn't think so. It's going to be a goal kick. Ian Snowden looking for his second goal in this competition. With shooting like that, he's not far away from getting one. Well timed by Abbott. Pallister away. Watson. Horn. Everett. Oh, and dare I say, an elbow was flying then from Paul Ince. He decided he was going for the ball and unfortunately went through John Everett. Nothing malicious about it. Snowden. Going up. Giggs. Cantona, I think, is feeling a little cold. He's had little possession in the second half. Dave Watson's covered every inch of the field as an attacker and a defender. So has Ablett. Horn. Ablett again. Bruce. Only as far as Everett. To Barlow. The intended pass. Intercepted by Ince, who set them on to attack. Now Giggs, nice footwork, one way and then the other, then back the other way. They can't stop him, only by foul means. Ryan Giggs' ankles were tapped by Gary Ablett. No stopping him when he's in full flight. He had three players twisting one way and then the other. And shots raining in from every direction on Neville Southall now. I have to feel sorry for Neville Southall. He's hardly had a save to make. He's been beaten twice. And Paul Ince almost got a third. I think it had Southall beaten. Cantona to Robson. Horn rising with the challenge. Robson wasn't too happy with that, but play goes on. Cantona finds Hughes. Hughes finds the fist of Southall. And it took the best that Neville Southall had to stop his mate Mark Hughes then. No, it's Giggs. Great cross from Giggs away, shouts Southall in desperation. It comes off the head of Dave Watson. And Neville Southall with that firm one-handed save, keeping the game within Everton's sights. A few boos as Ian Snowden goes off. He's given his all. And Preki, the kind of player who can possibly turn a game with his continental skills, comes on to a light wing roll by the looks of things. Watson. And Hughes shows that commitment. Nobody but nobody in a Manchester United shirt is allowed to rest on their laurels or they get dropped. Barlow. Allowed space to turn into. He looks to run at defenders, looks to get into that 18-yard, but she's taken Pallister on. And again, Schmeichel gets to the ball. And Stuart Barlow and Peter Schmeichel are having their own little battle out there. Barlow is certainly make things happen. Turn the England centre-half inside out and force the Danish international goalkeeper into a first-class save. One over the top. Skips off the surface. And Hughes offside again. Watson has to do the aerial duty. Pallister winning the battle. Over the top again. Pallister lets it go. Bruce gets a little nod to it. And Chelskis carries it forward despite the attentions of a little bit of shirt pulling from Gary Ablett. Robson to Giggs. He's alone on the left. Puts inside. Wide is Irwin. The cross from Irwin away from Watson. Only as far as Ince. Stewart. Barry Horn, good pass to Brecky. It's 3-on-3. Brecky may choose to go alone. He likes to get the ball on his left foot and cut inside. Well, he goes to his right, and on his left again, and finds Barlow. Brilliant save from Schmeichel. Cotty goes in. Schmeichel comes again, makes another save, and there's no way past the big blonde giant. Well, the whole of Goodison Park rises to, I think I'm justified in saying, some world-class goalkeeping. First of all, it was Barlow stopped from point-blank range, and then he clawed it away from Cotty, and then used all of his body to get in the way of Stewart. Barlow again. With a too powerful a header, it falls to Hughes. Giggs is onside. Doesn't have a great deal of support. There's Neville Southall going. Straying out of his area. Now if Giggs can get it in, they're waiting in the centre. And Matt Jackson again comes to his goalkeeper's rescue. Giggs, it appears, back to his best tonight. Everton shooting themselves in the foot. Easy catch for Southall. Referee gives the free kick. Steve Bruce is convinced he'd scored a goal then, and if I wasn't a member of the goalkeepers union, I may have agreed with him, but Neville Southall gets my vote. Ball up in the air. Southall went for it, and Bruce got the header to it, and his feet are on the ground. In my view, it was probably a fair shoulder charge. Brecky. Barlow makes a run. Finds Barlow. Good pace for Barlow. Oh, Schmeichel again. There's no way past it. What do you have to do to beat Peter Schmeichel? Barlow's still down injured from that collision. That's why Hinchcliffe's holding the ball up. Barlow's up now. Brecky again. Away by Bruce. To Brecky. Three in the centre. Away by Pallister. To Cantona. Skillful play. Everton with only Dave Watson back. And Neville Southall, of course, putting the ball out. And Southall has been leading the applause tonight whenever Schmeichel's been called into it. We're watching a goalkeeper at the very top of his profession. One-on-one situation. Barlow started that as favourite. Schmeichel, who came away with rich applause. And Darren Ferguson is going to get the final 12 minutes to Proved to his dad that he's worth a place in the first team. Ryan Robson, the man to go on. Chelskis. Not a great cross, but it falls to Hughes. This kick from Ablett, play on. Southall's lost it, but the referee had already given the free kick. I think Giggs heard the whistle in the loud crowd here. I think Gary Ablett will be delighted that the referee gave him the decision there. It looked a marginal decision. The very best. Schmeichel's massive kick was caught. Jackson out. They don't want to be lackadaisical when Giggs is around. Gary Ablett shielding it from his goalkeeper. All under pressure. Brecky. Again, the ball runs in Barlow's favour. How Howard Kendall must wish that he played him from the start. He's been brilliant since he came on as a substitute. Brecky, the other Everton substitute, created a chance or two himself. Potty flying in there, Brecky again, well read by Paulins. Now Cantona. Cantona again, oh, great skills. Hughes, Cantona wants it in the centre. There he is, there it is, but he's offside. Providing rich entertainment. And 3 disallowed goals for Manchester United, a missed penalty, and 2 rather spectacular efforts as well. What else can you ask for in a match? Manchester United fans ironically cheering 5-0 behind Neville Southall's goal. Brecky. Wide it goes to Hinchcliffe. Graham Stewart. Across all the way to Peter Schmeichel. He's still cross, he wants to hold on to his shutout. Cantona. It's party time. Cantona, a twist, a turn, one defender too many. And Southall very careful not to pick the ball up. And he's joining in the party. But he'll cry if he wants to. $34,000 crowd and the Everton fans getting taunted. Manchester United fans singing "You've been outclassed." Well, that's not the full story, of course. The Everton fans in the Gladys Street end are getting up and going. They've seen enough. Has been one of the better Everton performances of late. They probably reached an all-time low when they played against Queen's Park Rangers a couple of Saturdays ago. Every pass being made by a man in a red shirt is being cheered loudly. Cantona. Ferguson going in there. Jackson. Everton sticking to their task. The head's not going down. They have 5 men in attack. Brecky keeps going. Lovely ball to Barlow, but Barlow wasn't watching and didn't get a shout from his fellow substitute. Agonising evening for the Everton fans, leaving early. It's been better than the Queen's Park Rangers performance and the Leeds United performance, but not good enough to beat the champions. Brecky goes past Ferguson, and that's going to be a corner kick. Just over 2 minutes to go. 2 goals in it. Stranger things have happened in cup football, of course. Brecky to Ablett. A cry for handball. The referee points not to the penalty spot, but to the corner flag. Hinchcliffe's cross. Get her up, Watson, can't get it on target. Jackson to Stewart. Jackson again to Brecky. Trying to get him on his left foot. Rather a theatrical dive. And Paul Parker, so solid at the back, comes away again with the ball. But slips. And nobody giving up, even though 89 minutes are up into the final minute. The thrilling second half of a cup tie, even if the first half was delayed. Barlow, who deserves a goal, deserves to get around Peter Schmeichel at least once, but it's been Peter Schmeichel's evening. His week continues like this. I put a large bet on the horses, he can't go wrong. Alex Ferguson still on for the treble. Oh, what a great pass to Giggs. Giggs round Southall, just gets a fingertip to it. And that was excellence right up to the final minute. And maybe on that occasion, Everton were outclassed. A tremendous pass, a well-timed run, and only Matt Jackson saving the blushes. Giggs. Well, they're trying anything now. Ferguson slips off the hand of Jackson. And at this late stage, the referee's not going to give a penalty, I don't think. Pallister. Bruce. Parker. Over the top, the linesman's flag goes up. It wasn't Barlow who was offside, but Cotty. Referee Philip Wright blows the whistle. Alex Ferguson with a handshake to Howard Kendall. You have to feel for the Everton boss. His team gave everything, especially in the final 45 minutes, but they fell to men at the top of their profession. Mark Hughes with a typical Mark Hughes goal. Read spectacular into that. And then Ryan Giggs making sure of the victory with just a minute gone in the second half. Congratulations from his Welsh teammate Neville Southall. But it's this man who was at his very, very best. Only 25, Peter Schmeichel, still 10 years left at the top. His third clean sheet in a row, keeping the scoreline down in the end to Manchester United 2, Everton 0 here at Goodison Park.
It was just one of these days, you know, you get everything going and you get the opportunity to come into the game early. I mean, it's very rare that I can have games like that, because they had so many chances in that game, and normally the defence just keep them away from me. So I mean, that was nice to have a game like that, and I really enjoyed playing that game. That night was just, I mean, nothing could come past me that night, and it had to happen. That's my first penalty save for the club, so at some point it had to happen, and I think that night was supposed to be it. It's meant to be it. I mean, I used to play handball. I know you don't really know that game over here. I used to be a goalkeeper, and that was part of what a goalkeeper did when a player was one-on-one with a goalkeeper. So I mean, that's instincts from my old days, like.
That was a save from the handball repertoire then.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
A great volley from Mark Hughes for the first one from a Paulins cross-field pass. And it's one of these passes, when you hit diagonals, if the defender doesn't read it right, he's out of the game. And that's what happened. Dave Watson went to intercept and didn't quite get to it, and Mark chested it down and hit a half volley right over Neville Southall. The second goal was a lovely piece of football. Out of defence, up to Eric Canton, out to Andrew Concheltis, shot saved by Southall, breaks off to Ryan Casey, who rifled into the corner net, and just as quick as that, just after half time, and really, in effect, put an end to the game.